We're back with another Alumni Spotlight. My name is Paul. I'm the VP of Ops at devCodeCamp, and today I am joined by recent graduate Dillon Tarr. Now, Dillon, you just graduated, a couple of weeks ago. Here we are in 2021, and a new chapter begins. My first question for you is, what were you doing before devCodeCamp, and what brought you to software development?
Yeah, so I actually went to college and got a bachelor's degree in music education, thinking I wanted to be a music teacher. For a few reasons, my interest in that went down, but I still completed the degree. And after that, I wasn't sure what I wanted to do, but I needed to earn an income, and I worked in a factory for 6 months. Then I moved and was fortunate enough to be hired by Kroger in their support center. So for the last 2 years, I've been taking calls from mostly Kroger employees and helping them with basic troubleshooting with their accounts, computers, and other devices. I've learned a bit from this job, but I want to earn more money than I am right now. And if possible, I want to do a job that allows me to create things and solve problems, as opposed to simply making tickets and sending them to the people who get to solve problems. So,
hearing everybody else's gripes.
Yeah.
Okay. What kind of experience did you bring in with you as far as obviously you're versed in some of the hardware, some of the technical stuff, but what about your coding experience?
So I didn't just go into it blind. I did, before signing up for devCodeCamp, dig in a little bit to some HTML and some CSS, and a friend of mine had recommended Python as a language to learn, since it's so easy, relatively speaking, for people to learn. So I did learn a little bit of Python, and that was really my entrance into coding. That's pretty much all I brought. That was it, just a little bit of self-learning.
That's what most people bring. They just bring that desire to want to make things, create solutions to problems, and they're lifelong learners. Well, you're definitely setting yourself up for good success completing this boot camp. It's not a cakewalk. We're gonna challenge you. We're gonna push you because we want you to be able to monetize your education. It sounds like that's something that's very important to you. Did we give you enough hands-on project work?
Yes. Yeah. From the beginning, everything was project work. It wasn't just lecture and then tell us what we just told you. It was show us what we just told you, do it. So the instructors would teach us, especially at the beginning, core concepts, things we needed to understand. And then here's a prompt, build this thing, here's what you need to do, here are your expectations. And then we would build it. As we went on later in the course, it was very hands-on for us, less guided, and more, if you need us, ask us and we'll help you, which was really good for my learning process.
Yeah, it's really nice to be able to help you transition from always having somebody right there 100% of the time to getting you better prepared for the real world. We want you to be able to, understand, time boxing yourself, understand how to tackle problems, understand with things like being okay with making some mistakes and trying some things, because that's when you really, truly do start really absorbing all this material and you're better prepared for the real world. You jump into a junior developer role and you've already been there and done that, and you have a leg up. You have a leg up on somebody that didn't go through that process. So here you are now in the career services phase where the job hunt begins. Tell me about it.
So career services has been helpful just to keep me on track. They got me right off the bat into LinkedIn. I hadn't had a LinkedIn account. I had a friend who told me I needed to. With networking, with just sending out the applications, looking for the right types of jobs, still coding, which has been a little hard for me because I'm trying to deal with an SSL certificate issue with a website, and it's kind of annoying, but I reached back out to the instructors. And so not only the career services, they have been helpful to me, but also the instructors have even been helpful to me after completing the course. I just reached back out, and they're not going to hold your hand, but they're going to help give you some tips and stuff, and they have, and it's been really helpful. So all of that has been.
Good. Well, you're going to find your landing spot very, very soon because, your talent is very evident. The instructors will certainly back me up on that. It's just a matter of finding the right thing. Now that the holidays are over, we're into 2021 and we're full steam ahead. And now it's interview time, it's technical interview time, it's phone screen time, and it's time to get you into something that you love. Basically, you've made a really seamless transition. You've taken, you've taken musical notes and you replaced them with a code, just to be able to create things that we can all enjoy.
True.
So, final question for you. Somebody asks you, should I do devCodeCamp? What do you tell them?
Yeah, if you have the money and you're not doing it just for fun, you intend to do something with the knowledge you gain from it. I mean, unless you have a ton of money, yes, just do it.
You're just bored.
Yeah, you're just bored and you have the money to do it. No, it's the motivation that I gained from having the instructors, having the project prompts that we were given, having my cohort to work alongside me and for us to bounce things off of each other. All of those things combined, the pair programming and the group project, a lot of that stuff is just stuff you don't get on your own. If I could have held on to my money and, just worked at home on my own, but there's a ton of stuff I would have missed out on. So yes, I definitely would recommend it for a lot of people, for most people.
Yeah, it's the whole software development life cycle. You want to understand how the real world operates, and it's really hard to do that on your own. I want to thank you for your time. I want to thank you for all the hard work, and we're excited to have you represent devCodeCamp. And very soon we will be celebrating your very first job in code.
Well, thank you, Paul.